Hey guys, this is Ram here from engineeringmentor.com. In this video, we will talk about some of the basics of cryptography, like what is cryptography and why do we need it, etc. After that, we will discuss the traditional cryptography model, which is based on encryption and decryption of messages. So let's start. When we are talking about communication over a network, we need to make sure that there is some sort of security for the information being communicated. Now a question might pop up in your mind as to why do we need this security during transmission. Let me explain this with an example. Suppose you are shopping online with your laptop and you use your credit card for payments. At this time, the credit card information is sent to the server for verification. Now the server at the end of this line might provide security for your information when the information is within the server. But what about the time when it is under transmission? If there is no security here, the information is vulnerable. A hacker might easily tap out your information and empty your pockets. You wouldn't want that, do you? So the information needs to be protected when it is traveling through the network. If you just think about the things you do over the internet, it is easy to point out many such examples where you need security. Whether it is sending personal emails or any web transactions or confidential information being transmitted between military organizations, everywhere security is an important requirement. So how do we provide this security during transmission then? Well, one of the ways of ensuring security can be use of cryptography. Cryptography is a field of network security which deals with hiding real information when it is under transmission between two parties. Usually the real information is transformed or hidden into another message and transmitted over the network. This transformed message in itself will make no sense even if any hacker gets hold of this information. When it reaches the destination, the recipient will know a method to de-transform the garbage message into its original message which was sent by the sender. I will give you a simple example. Let us say a boy, Bob, wants to send a message, "I love you," to his girlfriend Alice. Now he wouldn't want anyone else to see this message. Let us say he uses a software to convert the message into some numbers, say 143, and this software is available only with Bob and Alice and nobody else. Now 143 is sent across the network to Alice. If a hacker gets hold of this message 143, he will not be able to guess what is the real information because he does not have this conversion software. So the real information is safe. When the message reaches Alice, she will use the same software to convert 143 to real message, "I love you," and she will be happy seeing this message, won't she? So this method of transforming message at sender side and de-transforming at receiver side forms the basic model of cryptography. Converting real information into what looks like garbage value, this process is called as encryption, meaning to say that we are hiding or locking the real information into some other form. And the process of extracting real information back from its meaningless text is called as decryption, meaning to say we are unlocking or extracting the original message that was sent. Let us now see this cryptography model a little more technically. So this is the skeleton of the model. Let us define it more clearly. First, the information to be transmitted is called as plain text, and this is fed to an encryption system. The encryption system uses a key to convert the plain text to encrypted form, which looks like a garbage value. This is also called as ciphertext. A corresponding key is used at the other end to decrypt this ciphertext back to its original message. When we say a key, it usually means a piece of string value which is fed to the encryption and decryption algorithms along with text for transformation. This is similar to locking your valuable things in a box and sending it across. At the other end, the receiver will use the secret key to open the box and read the message you sent. If a hacker were to tap out the message being transmitted in the network, he will get the encrypted message, say 143. Now he will not have the key to decrypt this message, so that ciphertext will not mean anything to him. He may try to use several methods to break this code and get the hidden message out of this. This art of trying to break ciphers forms a different branch of study called as cryptanalysis, but we will not go into that right now. This encryption and decryption together ensures security of the message being transmitted across the network. This whole encryption and decryption strategy is based on the premise that both sender and receiver share some unique keys which is not known by any outsiders, like the hackers. Depending on how the keys are shared, we can classify cryptography as symmetric and asymmetric. If the keys used by both parties are same, then it is called as symmetric key cryptography or private key cryptography. If both the parties use different keys for encryption and decryption, then it is called as asymmetric cryptography or public key cryptography. We will stop it here for this video. In our next videos in cryptography series, we will discuss private and public key cryptography in detail and also the various methods and algorithms used under this to ensure security of messages. So that's it for this video, guys. If you found this video useful, press the like button below and share with your friends on social media. For more resources, visit our website engineeringmentor.com or connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep track of all our latest videos. Thanks for watching.